The Hoppe and Super Rich Show with Hoppe.
Roger Goodell is a buffoon.
Super Rich.
Unless it's a DP.
Risky.
He should have been shot.
And Timmer.
I think I need some lotion and some tissue.
Streaming on HoppeRadio.com. Hoppe and Super Rich on WNUR 89.3. Begins right now.
Play.
What's up? This is the Hoppe and Super Rich Show. I'm Ryan Hoppe.
And I'm Ryan Stuppridge.
If you want to get in contact with the Hoppe and Super Rich Show live on the radio in the Chicagoland market, it's not hard. 847-866-WNUR. It's 847-866-9687. And maybe Super Rich, they're a bit shy, but they want to tweet at us so we can at least see their comment on what we're talking about. Or maybe they hate us and they want us kicked off the air.
Either way.
That's not going to happen.
Probably the latter, but either way.
But tweet at us at Hoppe Radio 893.
And at Ryan Stuppridge, Stuprich.
We have so much to get into. But before I get into how I almost got catfished from a girl. Now, this wasn't a fake girl. It was a girl from my high school, which makes it even juicier and more pathetic. But
it's like TMZ material right here.
Oh,
right?
geez. Harvey Levin, get on this, you scumbag. All right. What do you think of this weather? I think it's terrible. It's September 14th, and I had to turn on the heat in my car.
Normally, September is one of our hotter months.
Yeah.
August and September are usually our warmest months, and look at what happened now. A high of, high 50s today? Barely.
Dude, I hate this weather because it's like I just want to go outside and appreciate life in the weather, and it's trash. The other thing I hate is, you've seen this, I'm crankier when it's cold out. So this is like terrible.
Right.
Like, you're going to hear some anger and some fire in today's show.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind cold weather as much as you. I don't like when it gets past.
Yeah.
Or I don't like when it gets under maybe 40 degrees.
Like our other co-hosts who could not be here, because in our show's intro, we have Timmer and Risky. They couldn't be here. They'll be back next week. But Ryan Risky likes when it's like negative 10 out. Like, come on, bro.
That's too cold for everyone, I would think, but you never know.
You never know in life.
Apparently not.
All right. I'm on my couch, just hanging out. And I get this message from I get a friend request from this really cute girl. And I go, damn, she has 140 mutual friends. Because I've been getting a lot of friend requests lately from a lot of girls from my high school who also defriended me. I guess they're back on the bandwagon. Oh, geez, in more than one way.
Right.
But I'm like, hey, she's pretty high. I'll talk to her. But I didn't talk to her because it was like late at night when she added me. So I get this message at like 2 in the afternoon, and I'm going to have Super Rich read it for us right now. What does it say?
Hey, I recognize you from high school. You probably don't know me, but I think you're really cute. And
Back in high school.
Ryan Stuppridge thinks so too.
Super Rich left out the parts. It says, but I think you were really cute back in high school. Now listen. I was 290 pounds. I sweat a lot after gym class because I had gym class in 4th period, so I'd be sweaty all day.
Oh, yeah.
I ate awful fast food every day. I had really bad acne, and I wore, as they like to say it at our school, jerseys, which is like a jersey, but it's a shirt. So I used to wear that.
It's an awful term for a shirt.
So I had no attractive bone in my body, so I'm thinking, all right. So we talked about what I do in radio, what she does in school, blah, blah, blah. So moving on. 4 days later, she messages me. What does it say?
Hey, with the smiley face.
With the winky eye.
Oh, it's a winky smiley face.
And I said, hey, I'm not going to say her name. How's it going? And I gave her the smile. And she's like,
what are you doing?
Hanging out at home. What about you?
Just chilling with the gals.
That sounds like fun.
What are you wearing? So she just randomly goes in here.
And this is where I'm like, it's getting a little weird. Usually it's the guy.
She's instigating it.
Yeah, I'm thinking two things. Either this girl is like not like a whore, but she's kinky. She's in college. She's living her younger years. She's sexy because she is. And she looked like a classy girl. Like, here's why it wasn't spam. She had 140 mutual friends. I saw pics of her with people I knew in high school. So she was real, and she had posts like, I love the pumpkin spice coffee. And that's a girl's post.
Who doesn't?
Oh, my God. But then here's my response. Because she said, what are you wearing? And I said, some sexy polos with jeans. Because I look really damn good in polo shirts with jeans. And what did she say after that?
I wish it was just the polo.
And now, since this is a real radio show, I'm not saying I was like turned on, but I'm a bit charged up. I'm like, wow, I hope this is real. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's no way I'm getting catfished. Like I was saying, I don't want to be like Monte Teo. Like I made it my goal in my life not to get catfished. So then, where is it?
You ask her what she's wearing, right?
So then I said, what are you wearing? And
yoga
she goes,
pants and a leather jacket.
And I said, yoga pants are so goddamn sexy. And she goes, especially when I'm wearing them.
Right.
And I go, no doubt about that. What does it say there?
So when are we going to get together?
And I'm thinking maybe this is possible, you know? I mean, it's not that far-fetched. I'm pretty damn sexy. I'm now 225. I work out. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying there's a lot better. I'm a bit more attractive than I was in high school. I'm in radio. Maybe she thinks I'm making big bucks. Because that's what I think when these girls friend request me all of a sudden. The ones that defriended me when I was doing a podcast in my room, now they add me. I'm like, Of course they never messaged me, but whatever.
Right.
And then I said, we have to get together soon. Where do you live? And she says, I live in Des Plaines. You? And this is where I'm like, this bitch is lying. Because she said she lived in Mount Prospect. Did you just move to Des Plaines in 4 days, honey? And then I told her what town I live in. And I said, do you have your own place? And she like gave me the like emoji of crying. And then she goes, of course I do. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And she goes, we should meet up tonight. I go, that sounds like a plan. I have to get up early tomorrow morning because I had to go to court to pay for a traffic ticket. And she goes, and this line, I'm just going to be honest, really turned me on. I'm like, damn, if this is true, but I knew it wasn't true in the back of my mind. But I go, if this is true, this is really sexy. She goes, that's a shame. I don't think you'll get much sleep tonight. And then, what did I say? Try and impersonate my voice.
Damn, I might be able to make an adjustment then.
I love how you said dead with my voice.
Dan, yeah. This seems too good to be true since you're so sexy.
You don't give yourself enough credit. In this line, I'm thinking she might be real. Because, like, it's such a true line. Like, I was not good looking back in high school, but I'm pretty damn sexy now. So then she says after that, so do you want to meet up? And I said, you got to pick. But it's like, if you want to meet up, I'm not going there and have some Joe Schmo try and give me some backdoor action while I'm being tied up with a dildo. And I'm not trying to have that happen.
God. You know? That's like the worst case scenario, Ryan. I don't think that I don't think.
Oh,
that
no. I've read things online. I've heard things where it's catfishing. I know you're laughing. I know I said it really like edgy, but that happens, dude. We don't talk about it.
I know I'm sure it's happened before.
So I said,
wow.
do you have a pic? And she says, aren't you on Facebook? I said, yeah, but I want to see those nice, sexy yoga pants you're wearing. And she goes, why don't you come and see them in person? And she had a one emoji with the little like heart. Looks like a BJ, but I'm not sure it is.
She's blowing a kiss.
And then I said, I think I want to come over. And she said, can you come to my place? And then I said, what would we do? And this line really turned me on. I'm like, wow, this girl knows how to word it. But I don't think it was a girl. She goes, a girl never shares her secrets. I said, that's so damn tempting. But didn't you say you lived in Mount Prospect? And she said, I just got out of my parents' place. If this were true, I don't think you move out of your parents' place in 4 days. Hey, crazier things happen in life. Hey, maybe you moved out in 4 days, but there was something about it. I'm like, you just moved out since last Friday? Wow. Things just changed. And I said, what's your address? And she like gave me this address in Des Plaines. I looked at the house on like MapQuest because I was not about to get catfished. And I look at the house and I'm like, how the hell is she affording this? Like, it wasn't like a great crib, but I'm like, this is like a house that like a cop would have, or like an accountant, like someone that makes decent money. It isn't a decent house. And I go, it's an apartment, right? She goes, no, I'm renting a house with my friend. And I said, I'm on my way, because I want to see what she would say. And she goes, call me when you get here. And she goes, what's your number? And she gives me an area code of 303. So I look it up on Google. And it leads me to a second post of a guy that she was mutually friends with who looked like a pure weirdo douchebag. I showed Ryan the picture.
Yeah.
He had a post from 2 years ago, I guess because he has like his Facebook open and like publicly because he's a dumbass. And it said, I'm so bored on a Friday night. Someone called me, and it had that number. That guy wants to be like a comedian, and he's going to like the Second City School for comedy. So he's good at improvisation. So of course he would know what to say. You know what I mean?
Right.
If he wants to go into improv, he would know what to say. If
I'm trying to figure out how this person knows you, or how
that's
they,
what's weird.
or how they got a
You're
hold
22
of you.
years old. Like, did they just see you? Oh, it's a tall kid who used to do rants on the morning announcements. Like, you're 22 years old, honey. It does what seem believable. I'm 3 years removed from high school. This bitch is 5 years removed from high school.
Right.
Like a half a decade. I thought this crap was over with. So then I said, ha ha, it's funny. And she goes, it's been my number. I don't know why that's funny. And I said, it's really funny. I've been getting a lot of spam calls lately, so I looked up your number, and it led to a guy. So, yeah. And she goes, well, it's under my dad's account, whose name is John. And that's when I knew this dirty, rotten, teasing, bored with life, catfishing bitch was lying, because she said it was under the name John. No, it wasn't.
Do you think it was the guy that was texting you, though? Or
Yeah,
that was messaging you?
Because I sent the guy a text, like, what's up, bro? Long time no talk, John. And he goes, who is this?
Yeah, that's funny.
And this is where I go off, because I was, like, showing my friend Neil, my old co-host, like, the screenshots of the combo, because I thought it was funny. And I go, that's real cool, because he said, Ryan, you need to just go off on her, be a shock jock. And I go, that's real cool, catfishing people. I wasn't even about to come over, because this scenario is something out of a far-fetched porno. And she goes, oh, my God, you are so funny. Can you come over? But you need to quit being weird. And I said, you're the weird one. Makes sense. And this is where my shock jockness, I'm not a shock jock, but just like my edginess comes in. How do you look yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, I like to have fun with guys on Facebook and give them some random guy's number? I'm not even mad. I'm just more perplexed. Catfishing is a pathetic hobby, and you need to get a life, honey. Look, if you don't want to come over, that's fine. Just don't create some crazy reason not to see me. And then here's what I said. I found you hot as hell. You seem like a nice, classy girl. But why would you give me the number of someone who you are mutually friends with? Everyone in 2014 has a cell phone. I would come over if this wasn't a BS catfish. You need to get a life and look yourself in the mirror. Figure things out. And then here's her response. Why do you think I'm living with someone I can't afford to rent a house by myself? I told you I was living with a friend. Here's the thing. You can live in like run-down apartments. I'm not saying that's the way to go, but if you want to have a place and a cell phone, you wouldn't have to be renting out a house. Part 2. There's such things as like government phones. If you're that broke, you'll find out a way to get a cell phone.
Right.
Part 3. There's Track Phone, Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile, yo. There's ways to get cheap phones. You can get like amount of hours and amount of text.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can figure out ways to have cell phones. Like this isn't 2003 where it's all cell phone contracts. There's pay-as-you-go. There's Cricket Wireless. And then here's the last thing. Try and read it in the funniest girl voice.
People against Ryan Hoppe.
I mean, it's just like, why? Like, did that give you joy in your life? Like, I'm not even like mad. I'm just more like, why?
No, it actually probably made them really sad because they didn't get you.
Like, and here's what I want to know. I almost want to go over, because here's what I was going to do. But I'm like, no, because it could get weird. Because you don't know, like, if she's kidnapped. Like, I'm not saying she's kidnapped, but there's weirder things that happen in life. Like, what if she's kidnapped and some guy shoots my, like, tires so I can't drive off? Like, I'm not saying that would happen, But Ryan, crazier things happen in life. Like, you can't rule anything out. Like, and I looked at the house. It was a bit shady. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just got a weird vibe from it. But I'm like, what if I went over? Like, would it have been some, like, orgy with guys, like, Eiffel Towering? I'm not trying to be dirty. I'm just saying, like, the weirdest porn, dirty scenario. A bunch of, like, HJs being given out in a row. Like, what would have been going on? Like, that's why I wish I went over not to get laid, just to go, what's going on? Because, like...
Just to see what's actually going on and who's doing it, too.
Like, in your mind, what's the first thing you think that was going on? Because I'm, like, fascinated. I'm not even mad that I didn't get laid. I didn't get my rocks off.
I don't know. I guess those scenarios would possibly be
I think it would have been something where they're like, ha, we got you. I think it would have been
but I mean,
something...
what would be the point of that? Just like, oh, haha, now you can drive back home. It's like,
I
okay.
think it's some weird, like, sex... Not like an orgy. I'm not trying to be dirty. I'm just saying, because, like, sex is real life. I'm just being real right now. I think it would have been something weird where I, like, walk in on, like, whips and chains and, like, heavy metal music being played. Like,
yeah, maybe.
And you just walk in on, like, a bunch of, like, banging and you just get kidnapped. Like, just imagine that moment. Imagine if I got kidnapped. It's on the news. Hoppe tries to get laid, gets kidnapped, and you hear this music.
That would be a riot.
And you hear this music in the background while they're all, like, banging each other out. I just thought it was weird. Like, what are you thinking about it? I'm just like...
I don't know. I think it's weird that these things seem to happen to you.
If you are out there... Yeah, this would happen to me. Like, this wouldn't happen to you. This wouldn't happen to Timmer with some girl from high school who tries to find him. It wouldn't happen to Ryan Risky. It wouldn't happen to anybody else at our radio school. It wouldn't happen to anybody else that I graduated with. Like, this wouldn't happen to me. Like, my life is not like a mess, but every week a new event happens that makes it more spicy or more interesting. Like, there's never a week in my life where it's like, oh, it was a boring week. Like, something always happens. I go through a checkpoint the same week I meant to get a new driver's license. I get a ticket. I walk to court, there's no point. I already paid a ticket. Like, I'm just saying, like, weird things happen to me, and it's just like my whole life is like, there's no point to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm going to kill myself.
There's no point to your life. Just stop the show and go jump into Lake Michigan.
But, dude, you know what I mean? Like, It's just like every week it gets new. And here's my last message. Before we go to break, and before we play a good throwback, which is going to be Crispy, a song from 2007 that takes you back, here's my thing.
Is it about chicken? Crispy chicken? I enjoy crispy chicken.
I think you would. I'm not surprised. That's mean. I'm so sorry. But here's my thing.
Well, nobody likes grilled chicken.
Ew, it's horrible. How do you look yourself in a mirror? And you go, yeah, I like to play with guys' hearts. Because at the end of the day, like, when you get turned on, your heart begins pumping a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I was going to marry this girl or I was in love, but you go, wow, a girl finds me attractive. Like, how do you look yourself in the mirror? You fake comedian. You'll never make it anywhere in life. You suck at comedy. You're not even that funny. It was terrible catfishing. How do you look yourself in the mirror and you say, hey, I have nothing better to do, so I'm just going to catfish a local talk show host? You're a douchebag.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.